Welcome back. It is your girl Abiola Akani. I am the founder of the EOL Yoga and Embodiment School, as well as a yoga teacher trainer and a coach. I support high performing and high achieving career women with slowing down to be able to receive more for greater nervous system regulation and recovery so that they can actually receive more and perform less. You're joining me for my 30-day Sensual Yoga Challenge. We're really taking things down a notch, slowing things down to help normalize rest in your nervous system. Now, if you're a high achieving, high performing woman, especially woman of color, that's probably foreign to you, and I understand. I'm doing this challenge for myself as much as I'm doing it for you, because I definitely struggle with slowing down. However, I know that if you are watching this video, you not only desire to slow down, you desire to be in more of a deeply divine feminine state so that you are seen, served, and supported at the levels that you truly desire, because you want connection and you deserve that. However, you do not get what you deserve, you get what you normalize. So we're here on the mat every Tuesday and Thursday for the next 30 days so that you can normalize slowing down in your body. Now, today's practice is a non-performative yoga practice, ironically, for rest, to help you feel guiltless when you are resting. One of the things a lot of my clients come up against is even when they slow down, they feel so guilty because so much of their worth is tied to their productivity that they end up being deeply restless even when they don't got nothing to do. They'll find something to do because the state of slowing down is so jarring for their nervous system that they actually find themselves more anxious and panicking when they do. So this practice is to help you slow down without guilt. This is a nice, almost yin-inspired yoga flow. If you're not familiar with different yoga styles, don't worry. Yin yoga is a slower style of yoga, more meditative. However, we're going to not use as big as postures for yin yoga. We're going to focus on the hamstrings and the hips to really help mobilize those areas of the body while deeply sinking in to that beautiful, pleasurable breath. Because the breath is directly tied and correlated to your nervous system. So we want to slow down the breath as well to reduce urgency in the body and to help adapt your nervous system to new states of safety. So before we get into today's practice, I want you to make sure that you head to the link in my bio below to join me for my free upcoming masterclass on July 23rd. Called Becoming a Pampered, How to Become a Pampered High Value Woman. This masterclass is specifically to pattern interrupt high functioning anxiety, and that's where you have the inability to actually slow down, especially if you're a high performing or high achieving woman. Now, I keep saying this to a lot of my clients. Oftentimes, when you're trying to pattern interrupt high functioning anxiety, you think that you need to heal more, but it's about actually shifting your identity to a higher version of yourself so that you can stop taking action or misidentifying as your trauma body or the wounded girl that keeps you people pleasing and overgiving and overdoing as a way to diffuse threats, and instead to begin to see yourself as a high value woman, to really perceive yourself as your highest version so that you can start to receive more support, more care, more service from others, and feel safe receiving that as a high value woman. That's what we're going to be breaking down in this free masterclass. Click the link below to register and get the recording, and I'll see you on July 23rd. Once you do that, I'll meet you right back here on the mat in a hot second. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started on our backs. On our backs. If you have a sensitive low back, you can keep the knees bent if you prefer, just while we do our breath work. I invite you to close the eyes, or you can keep the eyes open if that feels safe. Safety is the number one thing when it comes to receptivity and regulation. So really consider what allows you to feel safe in your body. If that means the eyes are open, go ahead and do so. If it means the eyes are closed, go ahead and close them. Take a moment to move into what I call a muscle meditation, where you begin to find a fluid inhale, draw your awareness to the part of the body that is the stickiest, and then use your fluid exhale to completely allow the tension in that muscle to release as you return that muscle back to a neutral position, back to its natural length, not in a state of contraction. So first, just let the entire body melt into the earth. And from here, find a fluid inhale in through the nostrils. Audible exhale out of the mouth, HA. Inhale through the nose. Audible exhale out of the mouth, HA. Audible inhale in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, HA. This time we're going to add a count, and you're going to inhale through the nostrils and find an audible exhale out of the nostrils as well, as if you're fogging a window. Let's inhale for 1, through the nostrils for 2, 3. Audible exhale out of the nose for 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nostrils for 1, 2, 3. Audible exhale out of the nostrils for 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nostrils for 1, 2, 3. Audible exhale out of the nostrils for 3, 2, 1. Settling here. Inhale, hug both knees in towards the body. And exhale, just hug the right knee in. Keep that left leg, extend that left leg long. Hug the right knee into the chest. And then just rock it left and right. Left and right. Just kind of feeling that in that hip flexor and right. And then start to find some hip circles, like you're tracing the knee. Starting with one direction, starting with the opposite direction. And from here, Glide your right knee out towards the right, bypassing your right shoulder, and then, or right rib cage rather, and then glide it up towards your right shoulder. You can clasp behind the thigh. It's almost like you're hugging it in. You're just finding a deeper stretch in the hip joint. Hold here for a breath. Option to keep the hand on the outside if the forearm or the wrist isn't getting too fatigued. And then on the next inhalation, hug that knee in and extend the feet up to the heavens and interlace the hands behind your thigh. Holding here, extend the heel up and glide the foot towards the face. Try not to lock out the leg. And then exhale, release, and draw the toes up towards the heavens. Inhale, heel extends towards the heavens, toes down to the face. Gently pull the leg into the body. Release, draw the toes up towards the heavens. Inhale, heel comes up, toes down to the face. Invite the leg closer to the body. Exhale, release, toes draw closer towards the heavens. This time, glide the body or the leg into the body and bend the knee. Glide it out towards the right, past the rib cage, and hold. And then inhale, lengthen it out, heel towards the heavens, toes towards the face. Inhale, bend the knee, glide it out to the right. Exhale, lengthen it out. Heel extends to the ceiling, toes towards the face. And then bend the knee again. So we're moving through this a few rounds, just pulping this hip. Find 2 more on your own. Be sure to glide that knee out to the right, bypass the ribs. And then from here, coming into your version of happy baby, clasping behind the thigh, holding here, or clasping the inside or outside of the foot, holding for a few rounds of breath. Keep this left leg extended long. Notice if you're rolling to the right side, keep both glutes rooted and really allow this mobilization to happen in this hip while you are lengthening out the front of the left hip. Exhale, release, extend that right leg. Hug the left leg in, clasping the front or behind the knee, and just tick-tock it left and right. Left and right. You're just noticing the difference on the left side. I notice that my right side is much stickier when I'm doing this. The left side is more released. So just noticing how your body holds tension. And then start to find those circles, like you're stirring through the hips, or you're tracing an invisible circle with your left knee. And take it the opposite direction. And from here, interlace the hands behind the thigh. Extend the heels up to the heavens. Glide the toes down to the face and invite the thigh towards the body gently. It's okay if you have a micro bend in the knee when you do this. And then extend and lengthen it out. Toes pivot towards the ceiling, towards the heavens. Stretching the front of the foot. Exhale, toes draw down towards the face. Invite the leg towards the body. It's okay if there's a micro bend. Inhale, lengthen out the leg, lengthen out the elbows, push the hands into the legs, push the legs into the hands, and extend the toes up towards the heavens. Inhale, bend the knee, dorsiflex the foot, shine the heel up, toes down, invite the leg towards the body. And then extend it out, push the leg into the hands, toes draw up towards the face. And just finding a few more of these as you pulp through the hips. And then slowly bending the knee out to the left as you find this, and then extend the leg long. Toes down, heels up. Find this half happy baby. Bend the knee, glide it out to the left, bypass the ribs, and then lengthen it out. Heels up, toes down. Find 2 more of these on your own. One more. And slowly hold here in your half happy baby, releasing the right hand. Left hand climbs behind the left thigh or knee, or grabbing the ankle or the inside or outside of the foot. You can always use a strap here as well. You're holding for a few rounds of breath. Try to keep both hips rooted so you're actively extending out the right leg to stretch the front of the right hip as well. Slowly release the foot and extend the leg. Hug both knees in. Root the feet on the earth and invite the right foot to the left, top of the left knee. And then threading the needle, taking your right hand, threading it through the window of the legs and clasping behind the left thigh as you elevate the left foot option. To use a strap here, guiding a strap behind the left thigh and holding it. If you have trouble grabbing a hold of your behind the left thigh, holding here. Also, if your head elevates because the hips are tight, go ahead and position a pillow so you're not fighting gravity. Notice what's happening to both of my feet. I'm not keeping them lame. I'm dorsiflexing them so that I'm finding mobility from muscles that are in a state of stability. Continue to hold here, relaxing that mouth and the jaw. And slowly release and switch sides. Through your right foot, invite your left foot onto the top of the opposite knee. Thread your left hand through the window of the legs and clasping behind the right thigh. Clasping your opposite hand or grabbing a strap. Dorsiflex the feet here again. to find mobility through the hips from a state of stability through the hips and glutes as well. That just helps you so you're not pushing your body to hyper flexibility. Right? We want to create more mobility throughout the joints for functional movement. Holding here for a few rounds of breath. Finding that fluid breath. And then release. Release the left leg and just windshield wiper the knees left and right. And then from here, rotate the knees all the way to the opposite side, to the left side. For a supine twist, right arms extend. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Eye gaze floats the opposite direction of the legs. So to the right and holding here. Option to extend the right hand up and over if you want to lengthen out more of the side body ribs as opposed to the pectoral muscles and the inner shoulder. Slowly snow angel this right hand down. Hug both knees in to neutralize the spine. And then float the knees to the opposite side. For supine twist on the opposite side, just stacking the left leg on top of the right. I'm going to do a double bind, but you don't have to. Left hand can come out to the left, or you can extend it up and over the head. If you're wanting to get more into the upper ribs and side body. And settling here in your breath. Slowly snow angel your left hand down. And bring your knees back to center, back to neutral. Hugging the knees in here. Clasping behind the knees for your version of happy baby, opening the legs wide, grabbing the ankles, the insides or outsides of the feet. Choose your own adventure here. Option to find a static position in happy baby, or you can rock left and right. Settling here for a few rounds of breath. Extending the feet up to the heavens, hands up to the heavens. Soft bend in the elbows and knees, keeping them both soggy. And then exhale, inviting the feet and the hands back to the earth, one at a time. For your final resting posture, Shavasana. Option to keep the knees bent, or you can extend the legs long. Choose your own adventure here. For the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and close us out here, but I invite you to stay in Shavasana for at least 7 minutes, utilizing this time for your recovery and deep regulation. A moment to slow down. If you can even extend it to 10 minutes, I invite you to do so. You've done your best. Now leave the rest. Namaste.